I'm not sure why I feel the need to rush right now, but so basically this video is going to be about my childhood trauma and how it affects me to this day, and things that parents need to not sweep under the rug, or like family members not need to sweep under the rug. So let's just go back. Okay, if you've been following my channel or subscribed to me for a while, you know that I made a video about my mom 3 years ago. She was disabled, mentally disabled, meaning like she had the learning capabilities of a teenager or something of that sort. Like she had trouble reading and writing and with math and stuff. So school was a little interesting for me, but I made it. Also, people tended to take advantage of her a lot. And I cannot sit here and say that I wasn't one of them, but not like in the ways that other people would take advantage of her. So anyways, let's rewind. So I was about 7 or 8 years old when I first went to live with my mom. Before then, me and my mother were living with my grandmother in her house because my mom was disabled. And I think this is before she was able, or she was in a like program for disabled people. So we were living with my grandma. Everything was fine. Lived in the country. Yada yada yada. At around 7, my mom moved away. There's more stuff to that, but my mom moved away to live on her own, you know, to start her adulthood, or like, you know, living on her own in her own apartment, of course under the supervision of the program. Ooh, my face, child. Oof, oof, Jesus, help me. But what did I say? She was I guess transitioning into adulthood. She had me when she was 23, so 23 plus 7, she was 30. 30 first at 30 at 30 years old, she went to live on her own for the first time. Okay? And I was 7, and my grandma gave me an option to stay with my grandma, live with my grandma, or go live with my mom, and I chose to live with my mom. And this is where the problem started. So, before my mom lived on her own, we lived with a family, a white family. I'm not racist, you know, I love all cultures, but these people, they were, for my eyes, when I was younger, they were pretty, you know, okay. They didn't do nothing to us. We lived there, we went shopping, we ate there, whatever. We went on trips, which I later found out that they were stealing money from my mother, from her disability, whatever, I don't know. They were stealing money from her. And, yeah. We lived there for about 2 years, or a year and a half, 2 years. 8, 9. We lived there for a year, okay, with these, with the white people, with the white family. And it was a lady, her son, her daughter, 2 little kids. They were mixed. don't really know how that happened because everybody, I never saw like a male figure there that was black. Um, but whatever. So, lived there for a year and a half, and then we moved to my mom's first apartment. Um, and this is where she met her boyfriend. I know she had plenty before then, but this is where the story gets I don't know. This is where the story turns bad. So, boyfriend, I'm gonna name him Blockhead, okay? So, Mr. Blockhead swooned my mom into believing that, you know, he was just there for her and he loved her and blah, 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 all that stuff. She would go over there all the time, over to his house all the time. He would cook, and I would be at the white people's house. Do I sound racist saying that? I mean, they were white, whatever. I'm not racist. So, I just named them the Addams family, but they weren't weird or anything like that. So I would be with the Addams family. And by this time, the Addams family's mom, her son had an apartment next to us. So I would go to their apartment and just hang out with the kids or whatever. And so I don't really remember. It's all a blur. I started going to this new elementary school. Everything was cool. I didn't know how to do my hair. My mom never did my hair. So I was that kid who never had her hair done. Always had on the same pair of clothes. I'm probably sure, pretty sure, that I got made fun of. And I remember this. One day, my elementary school teacher took me in the hallway with a comb and did my hair, y'all. She did my hair in the hallway. I guess she felt bad for me, but you know that molded me into who I am today. Anyway, so we stayed there for about another year, and at this time I'm turning 9. So we moved to, this was in Georgia. I'm from Georgia. I lived in Georgia, love Georgia with all my heart. And so I'm gonna tell you the locations. So I was born in I was born in Conyers. We lived in Locust Grove. I grew up in Locust Grove. I went to like Locust Grove Elementary School. Then when we moved with the white people, we went to Mableton, Georgia. When my mom first moved into her own apartment, we were in Austell, and I went to Skyview Elementary. Then when I turned about 9 or 10, we moved to Douglasville, and this part. Okay, so Douglasville, I went to an all black middle school. Middle school. Yeah. Because I was turning 10. So, went to all black middle school. This is where mm, interesting things were happening. Okay, so me and my mom lived in a 2-bedroom apartment, just me and her. But she was in a relationship with Mr. Blockhead. And Mr. Blockhead lived in the same neighborhood, but I think he lived like a couple buildings down from us. So every day my mom would go over there. She would take me to Mr. Blockhead's house. There would be people over there. I don't really remember who these people were. And Mr. Blockhead would be cooking and drinking. And I had my first drink at 10 years old. I had a Jack Daniels, and Mr. Blockhead gave it to me. Okay? 10 years old, I had my first drink. And I don't know. I started stealing because of the people that I was forced, well, not forced, well, basically grew up around, or like, in the neighborhood, whatever. Mr. Blockhead said I needed to have friends, so he introduced me to people, little people my age. He had this one girl do my hair. Ever since then, after then, my hair started to fall out. My hair was long, and it started to fall out because people didn't know what the heck they were doing. Yeah, we would walk to the bus stop, and on the way to the bus stop, we would steal from me and these group of people that I knew. We would steal from this little gas station. And one day, I got caught. Now, I could have ran out with the other little kids, but I just turned in the stuff and told the truth. And I never went back to that place no more. But, one day, I don't know if I suppressed the memories to the point of I just can't remember all the things, but these are the things that I most remember that left a lasting impression on me. My mom had tax refunds. When you have kids, you get money for the child income credit, whatever. She would give them to him. And that's because, she was easily manipulated and, taken advantage of. So I remember she had got him DJ equipment. She had got him a car, clothes, food, whatever. And here I am still with the same old clothes on, shoes dirty. And I'm 10, so I'm like, whatever, that's my mom. I can't really do nothing. Of course I can ask, can I have this? And she'll say no. But I can't do nothing. So months go by, and then it was, I don't know what led up to this, but at 10 years old, we had a talk, me, my mom, and Mr. Blockhead, and he was like, okay, when you're ready, we're gonna go to the store and get a movie, and I'm gonna do stuff from the movie to you. And I'm like, I don't know what the fuck. I don't know. I was 10. I just went along with it. My mom, she went along with it. So at 10 years old, we went to the movie store, bought a pornography movie, came back to the house, we all watched the porn together. Me, my mom, and Mr. Blockhead. And then some inappropriate things happened. Um, touching, molestation. And then after that, he told me that he was going to do the rest in the room with my mother. And I sat there. I sat there in the living room with the porno at 10 years old. While my mom and Mr. Blockhead did the nasty in the next room at 10 years old. After this, I don't know. Stuff like that messes with kids' minds. Like, I don't know. I just didn't like him. Even before that happened, I just didn't like him. He would always cook chitlins and try to make me eat it. Just try to make me do stuff. Like, you're not my dad, okay? So, I think I think I was 11. I ran away from home. I tried to, but I was found. Nobody knew why, though. It's weird because I ran away to his cousin's house. Was it his cousin? Was it? No. His cousins lived, I think, also in the neighborhood. I'm not really sure. But she became my best friend. We would steal from Walmart together. But yeah, I think she had some similar issues with him, but I never really remembered or knew if she told me, but I know that was his cousin. So, I ran away from home. I got, the police was called. It was only like a few miles up the street, but in order to run away from home, I left my shoes off. Like, I ran barefoot, like a slave. Like, I ran through the woods with no shoes on. Gross, 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 but I just felt like I needed to get away. Because it was too much for me. And I never told my family members. I don't think my mom ever told anybody. Who knows? We don't talk about our problems. I think about a day after that, I was whooped by by a family member for running away. Or they laughed at me, I think, for running away. I don't know. I don't remember, but I know it was like, are you serious? Like, you don't even know what I've been through. Like, you don't know what I've gone through for you to, laugh at me. But I think that since I was younger, or since I've been made fun of at school and whatnot, it didn't really, I was just suppressed then. I was just like, you know what, I don't really care. And then from then on, my mom had an aneurysm and could have almost died, but she didn't. After that, I just kind of like stopped talking to my mom. Not talking, but like distancing myself from my mom. Because I'm just like, you are supposed to protect me. I know at 10 years old, you're still a kid. Like, okay, That's your mother. That's all you know. That's your mother. She's supposed to protect you. Now I know, like, okay, she wasn't in her right mind, or she was in her right mind, but she can't help, you know. She couldn't help that people take advantage of her like that, you know. But at 10, you know, you're a kid, you know, you don't know. So, um, she had an aneurysm, and I just, you know, my she could have died because I really didn't do anything. Like I didn't know nothing was wrong. I just thought she wasn't feeling good. And my aunt came over and took her to the hospital, and she had to have surgery, emergency. And then we moved to Kennesaw, Georgia. And same thing, different same thing, different location. But I think I was 12, turning 13, and I had the same clothes. But my body was growing, developing. But I had the same clothes. I still didn't know how to do my hair. Still looking busted. Surprisingly, I made friends. I think I only told one of my friends that what had happened to me, and you know, the situation with my mom. And yeah. Um, what else? Um, by me saying in the beginning that people take advantage of my mom, and did take advantage of my mom, and me being one of them, I meant, like, you know how, like, you're a teenager and you have hormones, whatever. I would ask for people to spend the night when I you know, you're a kid, whatever. But I know I shouldn't have, like, I shouldn't have been doing that. But it's like I grew up with it, and I think I was, like, lashing out. I don't know. You tell me. Help me. I think I was lashing out. But I would invite people over, boys. Um, and then she would have people over, men, and the men would, like, hit on me, like, verbally tell me. I remember one day, I was 13, but my body was developed. I probably still look like a 13-year-old though, so I don't know. My body was developed, or maybe I was 16, still young. Um, this one dude was like, um, I'm not here for your mom. I just had to drop something off. My name is, I'm gonna say his name. No, it don't matter. He was just like, oh, well, can you take my number, or can I have your number? Something like that. Just like, what? People are creeps. People are weird. Like, I'm not trying to blast my mom, but, like, it's traumatic. Like, you know, the way that you grow up, not determines um, how you, end up. Not end up, but, like, the way that you grow up kind of molds you how you adult, or, like, how you process things, or how you, I don't know. If you know what I'm saying, please comment down below. But I don't know. I don't know. I think at at 16, I smoked for the first time weed, and I just liked how it felt. Like, I smoked from 16 to about 20 to about 21. And I was just like, I'm over it, you know? I don't know. I just got bored, I guess. I don't know. But I've done pills, um, excuse me, the crackhead kind, not the expensive prescription ones. Triple C's, Delsum, or maybe I shouldn't name all the drugs, but I've done a lot. I was just depressed. Like, there would be days where we didn't have food in our house, like nothing, not even bread, and all you can do is sleep and go to school to eat. That used to be my reality. I would have to wait to go to school just to eat. I had a lot of friends, but I don't know. I don't know really. I think I made making this video mainly for awareness to parents out there. Like, just be in your kids' lives. There's a lot of weirdos out there, a lot of creeps. Even family members can be creeps. And if your kid is telling you, hey, I feel uncomfortable around this person, listen. If they're running away, if they're rebelling in school, if they're doing drugs, if they're harming themselves, if they are fighting, I don't know about fighting, because sometimes you have to defend yourself. If they're bullying people, just see what is going on with your kids, because I don't think nobody does that for no reason. Like, I don't think people just do it because it's fun. Like, when they're kids, I feel like there's like some alternate reasoning, you know? So I guess this video is just to bring awareness. If you liked it and you want to know more about my childhood, I don't know if y'all watched the other video. I had told you about my mom's best friend cutting her arm in front of me with a glass. That's a whole story time. If you would like to hear about that story, please comment down below. I'll just probably still make it. Ooh. Alright, well, maybe I should, I don't know.